Now that we've covered everything major on the outside of the unit, I'm going to go ahead and do a quick walk around and show you the rest of the features. Then we're going to head inside. So, to start with, right up here, we've got a powered tongue jack. It's real easy to use. Retract, extend, and then it's got a little light on it, on and off. So, extend, retract, on and off. And that's all you really need to know about that. And you're only going to use that to level this sucker front and back. Otherwise, you do have a powered awning. This is going to be push button operation, and I'll show you how that works once we get inside. Steel folding steps, folding grab handle. Now we've already talked about the water heater. Let's talk about the power plug out here. This is going to be on a ground fault interrupter circuit, but notice that there's no reset button on this. These ground fault interrupters are just the same as standard household bathrooms. Just remember that many of the plugs are wired to the same circuit, and there's only going to be one reset point. It's usually found in the bathroom or a kitchen of a unit like this. While we're here, this is the access panel to our refrigerator. This is the condensation drip tube from our fridge. We want that sticking out. Otherwise, we do generally recommend getting bug screens for the vents in here. So obviously, if I can get my finger inside there, then you can get kind of a big critter making a home in there. Also, this is the exhaust for our furnace. Now this gets very hot when your furnace is running, and remember that you've got a propane furnace, but because of that, the stuff we put in propane so you can smell it, it's called ethyl mercaptan. Mud daubers are drawn to that, and they love making nests right inside here. If mud daubers make a nest inside there and you turn on your furnace is going to blow up. Now we're not talking about a big fireball inside or a hole in the wall of your camper, but we are talking about a $700 to $1,000 furnace, so get a bug screen for this, put it on, and forget about it forever. You can generally get these bug screens at any major RV store, or you can order them through our catalog. Now this unit does have an exterior kitchen. This is just a residential fridge, same type you'd find in like a college dorm room. Notice that we've got a sink out here. This connects with a quick connect, just like an air compressor does. And then we've got a stovetop. Now once again, this stovetop has a line that connects with a quick connect. Underneath your camper, you're going to find this propane quick connect, and this line is going to go right into there. That's pretty much all there is to your exterior kitchen. While we're on the back here, just remember that this rear steel bumper was not intended to support any weight, so if you ever wanted to get a bike rack for it, you're going to need to get this bumper welded and reinforced. You also have a ladder on the exterior of the unit, and that's so that you can get onto the roof of this unit and inspect the condition of the roof on a regular basis. And why don't we go up there real quick, assuming that I can do it one-handed. Now, the two things you're looking for on the roof of this camper are the condition of the roof membrane and the condition of these seals. And these seals are going to be around anything that's been cut into your RV's roof and at all of the edges. Now, these seals are a product called self-leveling sealant. You want to inspect the condition of this sealant every couple of months, and if you ever see it cracking or peeling away, reapply self-leveling sealant. Just remember that silicone caulk will not bond to the roof of an RV. Otherwise, notice how your RV's roof is white? That's because of a UV protectant coating, and you're going to need to apply that about twice a year. It's really just sunscreen, and it'll go on with a brush or a roller, and you just want to make sure that if the top of your camper is looking ashy or faded, that you reapply that. Two more things about the exterior of your unit. First off, all of your water weight, loading, and tire information printed on cards on the side of your RV, and you're going to want to refer to that if you're ever moving this guy around. Also, you've got these down here. You can see those. Those are going to be powered stabilizer jacks. Now those are not for leveling the unit. Those are just to make sure the unit doesn't rock around back and forth. To extend those inside this compartment, you'll find these switches up on the wall. Extend and retract just like your awning or slide room. And you're just going to snug those up to the ground. Remember, you don't want to really raise the trailer with them. You just want to snug them up. And that's going to keep you from rocking back and forth when you're in your camper. Alright, well, we're going to start on the inside of the unit now, and what we're looking at right here is the main control panel of your RV. Now, this controls your slide rooms, your awning, and interior or exterior lights. Some of the interior lights you're actually going to have to look on the fixture for a light switch. Otherwise, you can turn on your porch light, your exterior floodlight, and your main ceiling lights right here. This is also how we operate our awning, and it's either extend or retract. You can't overextend it, you can't over-retract it. And same with your glide rooms. Your slide rooms, in or out. There's nothing to it. So we're going to take a look at this slide room over here. To bring it in, you'll just hit in, and it moves in. That's a normal sound for it to make. and then to hit out, or to move it out, you just hit out, and it's going to go all the way out. Now when it hits the full extension, you're going to hear a power down. And that's exactly what we're looking for. When it does that, the slide is fully out, and there's nothing more to it. Same with the awning, same with any of the power appliances on this. So this is going to be our monitor panel. This is going to tell us the condition of our tanks, the condition of our battery. This is also where we turn on our water pump or our water heater. Now to check on your battery or the tanks, you're just going to hit one of these buttons right through here. So we've got battery, our battery is full. Freshwater tank, that's empty. Our black tank and our two gray tanks are also empty. As they fill up, more of these lights are going to be full. So you can see on the tanks, empty, 1/3, 2/3 to full. So you'll only know when it's between 1/3 and 2/3 or between 2/3 and full, but as those lights light, you'll know that it's time to dump. Otherwise, if you ever have to use your water pump, and that's going to be when you are using water from your freshwater holding tank, you'll just turn your water pump on right here. This is also where we turn on our water heater. Now you've got your propane side and the electric side of your water heater. Now I want you to remember that your water heater has to be 100% full before you turn these on. And the way to make sure that your water heater's tank is full is very simple. You're going to hook up to your city water. You're going to open a hot water faucet, so just go into the bathroom and turn on the hot water faucet. If it's blowing out air, then the water heater's holding tank is still filling. If it's blowing out water, it's full, and then it's safe to turn on your water heater. Now if you turned on your propane side of your water heater with it empty, after about an hour to 2 hours, it's going to damage the tank. If you turn on the electric side of your water heater with it empty, after 15 to 20 seconds, you're going to burn that element out. So make sure that you're 100% certain that your water heater's tank is full before turning either of these on. The tank should be coming to you full already. Otherwise, this is also where our thermostat is. And this is a very easy to operate thermostat. The one thing I want you to remember is when you set the mode in fan, so right now our fan is on high, that would be high cool and high heat. If you set it to low, it would be low cool and low heat. And if you set the fan mode to auto, it's going to be an auto cool or auto heat. So first you set your fan mode, and then you choose cool, furnace, or fan. If you want to just circulate air, just turn on fan. If you want your air conditioner, turn on cool. You want your furnace, turn on furnace. That's all there is to this stuff right up here. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at the rest of the inside of the camper. Now as I was saying outside, you do have a ground fault interrupter circuit. I just want you to remember that there's only one reset point, and that's right here by the front door. So if you ever have an outlet not working, come over here and press that black reset button. There's your fire extinguisher, and while we're here, let's take a quick look at our stereo. Now this stereo has a lot of features, and you're going to want to go ahead and read through the manual so that you can understand all of them. But at first, just remember it's a DVD player, and it's already hooked up to your television. It also has 3 speaker channels. Those A and B speaker channels are on the inside of the unit, and that C speaker channel is your exterior speakers. As for the rest of the functions on it, you're going to want to go ahead and read over your manual, but remember it is Bluetooth connectable. It does have a lot of extra features. Now, let's take a quick look at our fridge. Our fridge is very simple to operate. It has 2 different settings. You have either automatic or gas. You're most likely going to be using that automatic setting. And if you want to use the automatic setting on your fridge, flick it over to automatic. And first it's going to check to see if you have electricity. If you do, it's going to run off of that. If not, it's going to automatically start drawing out of your propane tanks. Now if you're in a condition where you didn't have electricity, you can switch it all the way over to gas. And if this light is ever flashing, it's telling you one of 2 things. 1, you may be out of propane, or 2, you haven't turned it on at the bottles. That's all there really is to the fridge other than our temperature setting, and that 3 is probably going to be about the right temperature setting for you. Our stovetop is just a simple gas stovetop, but it does have a sparker, so to light it, we're just going to turn this to light and hit our spark, and it'll light right up for you. As for the oven, this is a manually lit oven, and down here you'll see our gas rail. And then back down on our gas rail, that's our pilot mechanism. To set your pilot, to turn your pilot on, you're going to come up here, take this knob over to pilot, and hold it in. While you're holding that in, you take a lighter and light that pilot off. Then you come back up here, set your oven to temperature, and you're good to go. You will have to set that oven to temperature every time that you're going to want to use it, because every time you turn it off, that pilot's going to go off as well. Alright, well, over here underneath the oven, we're going to find, first, our propane detector. Now, I want you to remember your propane detector will be set off by things that are not propane. Hairspray, cleaning products, manure on your shoes, a lot of different things can set it off. So if you're in the camper and doing something and that goes off, I wouldn't worry too much about it. The big time to worry about it is if you've been gone from the camper, you come back to it and this alarm is going off, you may have a propane leak. If that ever happens, I want you to unplug your camper from the power source and then go up front and turn off the propane at the bottles. You're going to find, however, that propane leaks are pretty uncommon in campers. The most common one would be somebody leaving one of their propane appliances on. So just make sure that your oven and stove top are completely off when you leave your camper. Otherwise, this is our power converter box. Now you're going to see standard household breakers and standard automotive blade fuses. These household breakers, since you've got a 50 amp RV with only one air conditioner, you should not have much problems with them. If you are flipping them, it's just telling you that you're trying to draw too much power through your camper. If you're adapted down to a 30 amp power source and you're trying to use your air conditioner at the same time that you're using your microwave and, say, a toaster, that's more than 30 amps and you may blow a breaker. If so, flip the breaker back in the on position and turn one thing off while you use another. However, with your fuses, if any of these fuses ever blow, as I said, those LEDs are going to light up next to it, and you're just going to need to replace that fuse. You don't find RVs go through a whole lot of fuses, so I wouldn't worry too much about it, but just remember this is where this is all at. As for the rest of the interior of the camper, most of this stuff is just residential, and there isn't really too much to worry about with it. However, in the bathroom there is going to be one big difference, so we're going to head there next. So here we are in the bathroom, and this is just a residential sink. This is just a residential shower and tub, although a little bit smaller. This is our major difference between a household bathroom and an RV bathroom, is this toilet. Now first off, see this pedal over here on the side? That's how it's operated. When you step on the pedal, halfway down fills your bowl, all the way down empties your bowl. Now, also you can see inside there that there's a little black ring. See how there's a little bit of water left on that black ring? There should always be some water on that black ring, otherwise it'll dry out, it could crack, and then it won't hold water and you'll have odor issues. The only time there won't be water on that black ring is if you winterize the unit, and that would be antifreeze. So that toilet is basically our major difference in the bathroom between this and a home. Everything in the back room of your camper is pretty self-explanatory. You've got a fold-out couch, you've got a couple of bunks. No big deal, there's nothing in here I don't think you know how to operate. Some of the lights are going to be on this switch by the wall. The rest of the lights operate off of switches that are actually on the fixture. That applies to the entire camper. You'll notice that some of the light fixtures have switches, and some are on that main rail switch in the front. The bedroom's the same as the back room. There's really little inside here that you don't know how to operate. You do have vents. You just spin those knobs to crank up your vents and open them. We've got lights back here as well. And this is one difference. This is your television antenna. You just crank it this direction to crank it up, bring it down if you're going to travel, and what I like to tell folks is when you've got that up, if you are moving this camper around, hang some keys or something that you can't drive away without on that handle so that you don't leave without bringing that all the way down. Now, I believe you're going to be a permanent campsite holder, so it's probably not something you're going to have to worry about, but do keep it in mind if you start traveling. You also have a carbon monoxide alarm in the bedroom, and a smoke detector out here. These guys use 12 volt or 9 volt batteries, and you will have to replace those just like you would in a house. Well, that's pretty much it for all the stuff that you need to learn about your camper right now. I do want you to remember that you have a full set of manuals that are in your kitchen, and of course you can always call me here. Just ask for Steven in the PDI department, and I'll be happy to try to answer any questions I can for you over the phone. Otherwise, I hope you enjoy your camper, and thanks from us here at Cold Rain RV. You have yourself a great day.